Blink and you might just miss a few of these. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game references and Easter eggs in Wreck-It Ralph.
But there's one who cannot escape because she's a glitch.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the clever gems in Wreck-It Ralph that pay homage to the long lineage of video games that inspired the movie. We're basing our picks on a mix of obscurity, subtlety, and how cleverly each reference is used in the movie. We're also dealing with major plot points, so a spoiler alert is in order. Number 10. Dance Dance Revolution. Though there was plenty of dancing in Wreck-It Ralph, the Dance Dance Revolution series only got a few moments on screen. As the film opens, tons of classic arcade cabinets like Asteroids, Centipede, and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come and go from Litwack's arcade. One game that remains at the front of the arcade is Dance Dance Revolution. The game's dancing avatar universe even calls out for the other characters to leave their games.
All clear! The arcade's closed!
While it only appears from the side for the rest of the film, it's nice to see a less obvious arcade staple get its due. Number 9. Sonic the Hedgehog. After his debut back in 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog quickly became as big of a household name as Mario. Despite his overwhelming success, however, the Sega mascot zips by faster in Wreck-It Ralph than in many of his own games. Sonic first appears in Game Central Station, offering life-saving advice to other characters.
If you leave your game, stay safe, stay alert, and whatever you do, don't die.
The Hedgehog is so popular that he gets invited to Felix's party, and even a wedding. Meanwhile, the evil Dr. Robotnik actually shows up before Sonic himself as part of Bad Anon. And the series' iconic rings are pixelated in the closing credits.
It's been fun, but now I've got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow.
Number 8. Aerith Lives Graffiti. Final Fantasy VII was a revolutionary step forward for storytelling in video games, and Aerith's death remains one of the most shocking moments in the entire series to this day. The scene is so notorious that it became a meme to write Aerith dies on completely unrelated forums on the internet. Wreck-It Ralph plays on the joke, however, with Graffiti saying Aerith lives outside of Pac-Man's subway tube. Though there are tons of graffiti jokes hidden throughout the film, this goofy nod to the Final Fantasy series was a unique gem. Number 7. Donkey Kong and Jumpman. When Mario and Donkey Kong first appeared back in 1981, the plumber and ape became instantly iconic characters. This said, Wreck-It Ralph makes such subtle references to the series that it's easy to miss them early on. Fix-It Felix Jr. is itself a play on the old Donkey Kong arcade game, with Ralph damaging a building just like Donkey Kong does.
I'm a wrecker. I wreck things. Professionally. I'm gonna wreck it!
Felix's death animation and jingle, as well as his hammer, are all plays on Mario's old moves.
Hey-yo, everybody!
Along with the character designs, Felix's game cabinet is also an homage to Donkey Kong's original art. Number 6. Paperboy. While many of the stars of Wreck-It Ralph relax outside their games, Paperboy continues to earn his living. The bike-riding youngster has been delivering the news since 1985, but still looks as young as his initial Atari games release. Paperboy can be spotted in Game Central Station throwing newspapers to the entrances of each game. He's even sporting his signature yellow cap and blue outfit. On Ralph's way home from his support group, Paperboy gets distracted and tumbles behind him. If you look for him early enough, you might also catch him passing between the two paddles from Pong. Number 5. Pac-Man and Ghosts. Pac-Man is one of the oldest characters in Wreck-It Ralph, with an arcade history dating back to 1980. True to the style of the movie, however, Pac-Man shows up early, eating shrimp cocktails at Fix-It Felix's party just like his iconic pellets.
Pac-Man? They invented Pac-Man?
Pac-Man even gets covered in frosting when Ralph destroys Felix's cake by accident. Clyde, the orange ghost, speaks at bat anon and tells Ralph to accept his role as a villain.
Nice share, Ralph. As fellow bad guys, we've all felt what you're feeling, and we've come to terms with it.
Pinky and Blinky zip through Game Central Station after the meeting, and they even move at 90-degree angles. Number 4. Metal Gear Exclamation Point. At Ralph's lowest moment, he decides to dig through the lost and found at Tapper's in hopes of finding a medal. Though he doesn't get his prize, Ralph does find Mario's super mushroom and Zangief's underpants. The funniest item, however, is the exclamation point from the Metal Gear series, which is as loud as ever.
What is this? No.
The exclamation point is a staple of the franchise that appears whenever an enemy spots you. While the super mushroom doesn't get its classic sound effect, the exclamation point rings out accurately. Unlike its appearance in the Metal Gear games themselves, this piercing punctuation mark comes as a welcome surprise. Number 3. All Your Base Are Belong to Us Graffiti. Though it's not widely known today, Zero Wing was a Japanese arcade shooter praised for its smooth gameplay. In a rush to translate the game for English audiences, however, loads of bad grammar earned the game a place in history. Much like Aerith Dies, All Your Base became a huge internet meme, with endless Photoshop images to go with it. All Your Base is also written in graffiti on the way out of Pac-Man. The phrase became so well known that it showed up in news reports and even earned a techno remix.
All your base, belong to us. All your base, all your base.
Number 2. Bad Guys Anonymous. To help him deal with his conflicting feelings, Ralph goes to a support group for villains run by Pac-Man Ghost Clyde, and it's filled with other cameos too. Mario's rival Bowser blows fireballs at the meeting.
I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
Though Zangief was never a villain in the Street Fighter games, screenwriter Phil Johnston made him bad after seeing him that way as a child.
And I say, Zangief, you are bad guy. But this does not mean you're bad guy.
And a Kano lookalike even rips out a zombie's heart, as a classic callback to the Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, inside here.
Whoa, okay. Oh, all right, I get you. Watch out, it's dripping.
Obscure baddies from Altered Beast and Cyborg Justice appear as well. That's a lot of evil in one room. Number 1. The Konami Code. In an effort to keep his power in Sugar Rush, King Candy hacks his own game, using none other than the Konami Code. Candy pulls out a napkin from Tapper's and enters up, up, down, down, left, right, B and A, and finally start to open a door.
Oh, the code is the sweet lifeblood of the game.
Though many people originally know the code from Contra, it made its first appearance in Gradius on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Appropriately enough, King Candy inputs the code on an NES controller. Unlike in Contra, however, the code doesn't give King Candy 30 extra lives. Otherwise, the movie might have ended very differently. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.